How's it going, everyone? Let me tell you the story of Adam. Adam was a really nice guy, always helping everyone, always giving, always selfless, always helping everyone, even at his own expense sometimes. So, he kept on helping people, he kept on giving, and people kept on taking. And that kept on going like this for a while. But as time passes, Adam began developing some sort of resentment towards those around him whom he helps, yet he gets nothing from in return. But he kept it concealed inside himself, and he kept on giving, and this feeling kept on growing. And eventually, he was like this. He lashed out at everyone around him. And those people around him were amazed. I mean, why did he do that? Like, he was always kind, he was always giving. Like, what happened to him? If you can relate to that story, then this video is certainly for you. I am Mustafa Abdulatif, your friend on the net. How's it going, everyone? My name is Mustafa Abdulatif. I make coaching videos, and I created this channel so we can all grow and be better versions of ourselves. So, if you're on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe, and let's see what's going on. If you can relate to that story that I told earlier, then you're highly likely an agreeable person. So, what is agreeableness? So, agreeable people are basically people who are kind, giving, who love to give people, who consider others more than themselves, and they rarely act on their own personal gains. Actually, they are more likely to act on other people's gains than their own. So, people might think, okay, what's the problem with that? Those are all considerably good qualities, don't you think? Well, no, unfortunately, that's not the case. You see, agreeable people tend to avoid conflict. So basically, we all know that a conflict avoided basically means a conflict worsened. So that's one of the big issues that face agreeable people. Another issue that faces them is that they always give and they always care for others, but they don't meet the same treatment from others as the one they give, which basically generates a feeling of resentment due to the injustice they feel. They're not getting as much as they're giving. Okay, now that we have known a general idea about what agreeable people are, the question is, what should we do? Well, I will get to that in a second. But first, before we get started with the assertiveness training that I will give you in this video, I need you to realize one thing. That being an agreeable person doesn't make you a bad person. It basically makes you someone who has certain flaws and certain good qualities. And the purpose of our training is to capitalize on the good qualities and have defense mechanisms so we can avoid the problems that we might put ourselves into by being agreeable. Okay? But being agreeable on its own is not bad. Actually, it's quite the opposite. You are giving, you're caring, you're selfless. These are all really good qualities that are needed by other people. Okay? So keep that in mind. So, one of the very important things that you need to do after accepting yourself for being an agreeable person is to realize that you are an agreeable person and realize that, okay, you might have flaws in this and you might have good qualities in that. So, for example, if you're in a negotiation, you're highly likely to have considered the other person you offer. So, basically, that means that you don't have to give more than you have already offered, okay? Because basically, some people might take advantage of you for being an agreeable person. They make you they make you feel like you're morally obligated to give them more. But no, knowing that you're an agreeable person means that you're highly likely to have considered them in your offer. So keep that in mind. The other tip that I will give you is that you grab a paper and a pen and write things that happen to you in your life that you know that you have put yourself in a problem or put yourself in a position you don't want to be in because of you behaving agreeably. Okay? So the purpose of doing this is that you understand yourself better, because basically after you write these situations down, you will begin to analyze them yourself. And the reason why I'm telling you to do this is because, okay, like I can give you some tips, some direct tips that you can use and apply in your life, but you will not learn them thoroughly unless you actually analyze your own life, you see it for yourself, and you see the emotional impact that were caused by you behaving in a certain way. So basically you do that, you write down the situation, you see how things went, you see the emotional results that you had due to behaving very agreeably, okay? And by that you began setting your own boundaries, because you've already understood yourself, you've already understood the consequences that you will have for behaving that way, and you will basically develop a defense mechanism so that whenever someone tries to push you to be in that situation again, you basically already have an idea in mind what could happen, which will basically help you behave in a certain way in similar situations in the future. My second tip for you is quite similar to the previous one, which is basically writing, but this time you will write things that you have done well that are related to you being an agreeable person without ever being pressured, without feeling bad that you've done this, and without feeling that you've been treated unjustly. The reason why I'm telling you to do this is that, okay, being an agreeable person means that you're highly likely to gain emotional stability by having harmony among those around you. And to do this, you need to be able to give. So, what you need to do is to understand how far exactly you can give people without feeling that you've been treated unjustly. And by doing that, you're understanding your limits, you're understanding what you can give, and you're understanding what you can reject. And by time, you will begin developing more techniques that will help you in various situations, and you will begin developing a defense mechanism against these types of situations. But it needs patience and it needs consistency. I hope you've liked my videos, and eventually you need to understand that you're responsible for your own well-being and happiness. So treat yourself like someone who deserves love and caring for, because it so much deserves it, and you're the one responsible for giving it exactly that. See you next time.